Hello everyone. Today we're having a Venerated Apothecary Corps meeting. Let's see what happens. Okay, so Dr. Marvin has some things to say about having a few minutes for the others to show up. Hopefully it's not just me. I can put on free for RP so that I got indication if any other apothecaries are looking for me. Yeah, so I'm gonna pause the recording for a little while and then get back to it later. Pausing in 3, 2, 1. I've paused here, so don't be alarmed. I'll be back soon. Alright, resuming the game recording in 3, 2, 1. Alright. Seems it's just the two of us tonight, so looking in, and there. Marvin's here, so now open the door and have a seat. And while we're at it, might as well get the things covered for this short meeting. Yeah, short meeting. At any rate. I just mentioned that my rent is kinda reprieve for now. A provost is a high ranking. The provost is a high ranking character. Yeah, I called a meeting, but it seems everyone else is quite busy. The hour was quite late too for most. So it seems to be just me and Dr. Marvin this time around, because there aren't many apothecary players. I think I can't hear what exactly the doctor is saying. We can move to the other room. It's in the cramp. The next one over. Oh. Okay, the bigger office. Let's have a seat. And looks like the provost will take over from here. Okay. Now let Dr. Elsa lead it. How are things been going? Why not, I say. Rent's been reprieved too for a bit. Okay, so I think it's a quick of the server that whenever it goes down for reboot, that the rent timer is reset. I had to acknowledge it in the game. Dr. Marvin said that she enjoyed working and living around here. So between the Hargreaves clinic and up in the hospital where we are sitting. It will probably take some professional farmers to actually grow what Marvin needs for medication and also for my potions. I am working on getting the money for my house first, and then to grow plants. Once I have enough skill to grow plants, I shall plant them too. Marvin said that she has been able to help about half of the patients in minor injuries. No, I haven't. Even the rubbish. It's the rubbish. I would say graveyard, but I think it's kind of sacrilegious to say that. The rubbish dump doesn't have any. And if you're looking for leeches, the most logical place would be in the swamp. But all I found was a giant leech. And I'm not sure if giant leeches drop little leeches. We have some, we can provide samples. Can you reproduce leeches? I'm not sure you can do that. They aren't commonly used, but it would be comforting to know we have some should we need them. They are hothouse. The last time we were in here, I said that we couldn't actually pick the plants here. They're all just decoration. But this place is quite full of plants with some cheer. I wanted to ask how's Marvin's engagement going, but I don't think it's very polite to ask. Well, say done in 0.6 seconds. Less than a second. Group decision making. Yeah, it's kind of hard to have a group decision when there's only 1, 2, 3 people. And Dr. Grieger Scott isn't even around today. Would it be nice if he was? But sometimes life happens. I suppose she's gonna ask Dr. Elsa to stand. Oh wait, no, I guess wrong. At least until we see more of us. Kinda hard to be a concealed tree. Just leading just a handful. Actually, I don't think there's a census of how many players have joined each and every faction so far. And asking the staff is kinda metagaming until I figure out what to do. It's something to chew on anyway. Yeah, I remember correctly, they are dispute and group disputes. Quarantine protocol. Let her speak up about the quarantine protocol because the last meeting she said that someone got in close contact with the afflicted while fighting them and then had to be quarantined, and they didn't have the proper quarantine supplies for him, much less food. They had to sort out the logistics of keeping someone in quarantine, and then what happens if they go bananas with rage? This illness is kinda like rabies in story, where people go ham and start attacking everyone. He has put down a detailed listen. She put down a detailed list of things she thinks would be logistically possible to do as far as quarantine for the affliction is concerned. So too long didn't watch is that they're gonna cooperate with the other groups for logistical supplies and other things, as well as renovations for the northern camp zone to renovate it to something that is more conducive to the apothecaries' work. The apothecaries, in modern terms, are equivalent to our doctors and hospital workers. Only manage to get to supplying tools. As forges. I heard Ashforge is keen to get those supplies ready, though. Someone's coughing. Ah, Ronan Ashforge is waiting outside. But I cannot logically know this unless he tries to look in and says hello into the room. So we'll just have to act there. So I will just have to act as if I haven't seen him. Doesn't seem like they said anything yet. Templar set up. Some Templar set up a dye service here. It's true, there's a tent with a dye tub service. But I'm not sure how to use it. If there's so few of us, we probably could have our personal accounts. I started a ledger, but if there are just a handful of us, I guess I'll keep track of us and leave my own funds. Good. We'll need someone to make a pantry so that they don't spoil so fast. It might be a while before you see a pantry. After all, a communal pantry for the food seems like a better bet than my own personal pantry. It's just a nice to have, not a must. It's more of a mid-game, late-game carpenter's thing, and since I'm not playing a carpenter, I don't know whether we'll be doing much. Food, drink, toilets, and boredom. Books or picture books anyway, cause not everyone can read, and it's not like we are handfuls of toys. Ah, someone's got drawings, I guess. Picture books, my Kindle. The Kindle. Convalescence. I'm not sure I spelled that correctly. First change of clothes, you say? Yeah, we'll need a tailor. We need to commission tailor, unless... Yeah, it's worth a shot. New clothes, food, drink, boredom. Quarantine is actually pretty boring when you have nothing to do. You just sit there all day and wait and wait and wait until you get better. So speaking from personal experience, I think it would make the most sense to have some entertainment. But practically the only entertainment at the time was either books or music. Yeah. Then experience at least a week. You gotta wait for a week. Most illnesses you observe people for a week. We're talking out of character. Yeah, a week would be far too long, so... It depends on whether they want to be held up for 1 day, 3 days. Of course, I don't think anyone wants to be held up for a week. even if in real life you're supposed to be stuck for a week, there's a game to play after all. So 1 to 3 days should be safe enough. We seem to be in agreement about at least 3 days. The affliction. The affliction's insidious too. Symptoms are so much like fever. We don't know when to tell even. Well, to be honest, I don't know how exactly the torment would be because I never actually seen it played out in the game. I could give it a try. I'll have to check the lore text on the affliction to really make a report on it. Oh yeah, because I played an older character. The character has been round the block. I ought to know. Sure, writing an article and then posting it in the hospital would be another thing. And if I were I'd post the resulting notes on bulletin later. Like if I put up the list of symptoms, maybe I should have a drawing of things too. Things to look out for. Don't read well, know what's up. For the general public, I mean. Some have illustrations. Some public health service announcements have illustrations. Now, how long it would take me to produce this drawing is another matter. I don't have to make it beautiful because it's supposed to be a plain, simple drawing. Yes, it would be awkward to tell them to seek help and then the faction in question is unable to do so. it would be unbecoming. It would be unbecoming us to divert them to people who are unable to help due to their own burdens. I don't know if they know what prima non nocere is, but it's the principle that all doctors are supposed to live by. Firstly, do no harm. Where's the wedding? Claire Sin shamelessly asked. Open mouth, insert wood. But old Dr. Ivan has no shame. She is not easily embarrassed by putting her foot in mouth. After a crotchety old lady says that. Yeah, perhaps after all this. Something to look forward to. I guess he's still there. Ashwatch is still waiting around for his fiancé. Yeah, not boyfriend and girlfriend anymore. Templar. Legionnaires. I'll give it a shot. I can adjudicate if anyone else. I can ask Judicale to see if he's met anyone else. I shall seek out a Templar. Malca. So find the Templar that I met. Okay. Note to self. With VAC quarantine plans, I had to find a Templar, but I believe the current player, the Templar I know, is away on vacation. It'll be a while. I'll see. As a jacker. The info. Okay, go on. Then what's the last item on the agenda? I think it was the... Yeah, I'm not mistaken, it was how to sort out group disputes. Thank you so much. I am glad to not be alone in this. In any case, we are almost settled, so... I think that's the last thing. Is to review the final renovation ideas for the North Camp region. In the last few days. Yes, our thoughts. Our thoughts on the matter may have changed in the past few days, so it would be good to review. I think your boyfriend's here. Yep, it's her boyfriend. She's always blushing when she sees her. Well, she treats her friends like a boyfriend, so that happens. I should not make so many jokes about lovebirds. I haven't heard of that book before. Actually, Clarissine would not have heard of the book, but I have because this was a text from last act. This is a textbook from the previous act. My character Viola Wanja definitely would have seen it. And return it when you're done. I mean, we're done. Or it could be something new entirely. It looks like she wants to give us the book now. Or rather, give me the book so that I can read it. I must copy it and then use it for my own reference. To copy it very, very carefully. She plans to leave other encyclopedias on the desk, so... No, never mind. I'll follow her back in. Bunch of journals. Dr. Henry. Dr. Hanlon, I'd like to meet her. Dr. Hanlon is a player character from the last act as well. I'm not yeah, she actually showed up in Viola Wanjan's cafe opening as a guest. Our old characters have left influence on the world. I could read it right now, but I think that's okay. I'll read it properly later. Or they seem to know each other, Judy Cal and the Templar. Alright, now it's Marvin's turn to go on about the renovation request. I don't really have any other requests at this point in time, so I shall leave it to her to decide. I actually had not really looked at the hospital before this meeting, but I'll take her word for it. There'll be more workspace for patients. Clarisin doesn't know who the Crimson Circle is, so you can't bring every single knowledge from the previous act if you are an old player. For new players, of course, they will have an easier time, hopefully not accidentally letting slip that they know things from previous act, because They don't have anything to go off of. As for me, I have to be mindful of what I actually say in the game versus what I say here on video. And where? Borrowing a library books? Yeah. Adding a grand kitchen area outside. Yes, a post box for the larger items. And if someone, after all, if someone's gonna carry the things all the way there, they should have a place to drop them off. Large building? What large building? You mean the craft hall? We had... I think there's 3 encyclopedias, isn't it? After all, I wanted to go to the craft hall. I think we could go to the ashore. Well, it's just 2 of us, so it's kinda hard to make up our mind. to turn that soft craft hall into a workbench or lab. Well, it won't be a fully furnished craft hall, so there's definitely still room for the table, alchemical table. Definitely have to make room for round and round. The biggest remaining question is whether we ask or... What? Another appointment? I mean, I don't know, you want to make it a house or leave it. Meeting times. At the current time of this meeting, which is about 10:29 GMT plus 8, which is mid-morning for me, but would be nighttime for Americans. So it may not always work just as nighttime for Malaysia doesn't always work for me. this is gonna be an outer character planning thing. The meeting time is an outer character planning thing. Most days are fine usually. Most days are fine usually, but I would give advance notice if I'm not available to make it. I don't have any more to add at the moment. Okay. It's those encyclopedias, have to read them. Looks like the meeting is over anyway. So now my current things to do are not actually things I can do in the game. I would have to make a bit of artwork in the style of those health public service announcements. We'll see you next time.